What's up, y'all? I'm Preston Perry, poet, author, father, husband, all the good things. Things I want to be remembered for. Loving the Lord with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength. Loving my family and the giving truth. Optimistic about right now. That's a good question. I don't know. My wife let me buy something. I can't say what it is, but I've been asking for like a couple of months now, and I think I'm wearing on her. Yeah. Revisiting things I told myself I was never gonna revisit. Like my friend Chris getting shot, I told myself I was never gonna talk about that. And then I ended up writing about it, and it's like thousands of people reading it and tagging me in it every day. And then I think for me, I wanted to marry creative language with theology. And so just trying to figure out the balance of pulling back with creativity at some parts, not being too creative and trying to be plain. I feel like it was a tightrope that I often question myself, and I was just trying to figure out how much creativity would be distracting here, like how, what I mean? And so I wanted to try to marry the two, but it was harder than I thought it was gonna be. I would have told him to cry out to the Lord. Like God hears a sincere cry. It's kind of hard when you're in a situation like that because it's easier said than done when your mind is racing and, but I would have told him God wasn't looking for like any particular words. He probably just wanted to hear his cry. That's probably what I would have told myself. Yeah. Oh man, the Lord humbled me. I thought I was gonna write this book. I thought it was gonna be a breeze. And I learned a lot about myself. I learned that it's way harder for me to focus for long periods of time while trying to write creatively. I think when I've been a spoken word poet for so many years, and one of the things in spoken word poetry, you learn how to like write a lot in a little. And so for years I was writing, 5-minute sermons. And so, to extend my thoughts over a period of time, I didn't know how hard it was going to be. And so I think that surprised me the most. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about like my ability to focus for long periods of time and how I have to like hone in and like really trust the Lord to help me write. I'm not saying this to like be fake humble. I appreciate it, but it's hard for me to see it. Maybe that's a good thing. She reminds me that I'm like Jesus, but I'm consistently reminded of my own failures and my own shortcomings. And so Jesus is so esteemed so high in my heart and my mind. It's kind of hard for me to think that I'm like him, but I don't know. I guess like they say, beauty is an eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? I guess being like Christ is in the eye of the beholder too, Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think it's a blessing to have a wife who honors your walk with the Lord. And so I'm honored, that even in my shortcomings, even, my failures, she still, honors that I pursue the Lord with the best that I have. So it's dope. It's different in different seasons. Uh, right now it's Maverick City's Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand. With everything around me, I don't know. I sing, I play that song every day in the morning when I get in the car. For me, I think both. I think both. I have an empathy and a sympathy for both. I think I'm more patient with the person who at times don't realize that they're thirsty and they're just living in ignorance. It's like, but I should be as patient with the person who knows that they're down to thirst and still rejecting God, right? Because that's what depravity is. And I feel like I should be just as patient with that person because I was that person. But I think something about being a Christian for a long period of time, we forget. This is the reason why the Bible says, remember, and some will so are you. You know what I mean? Like the Bible doesn't want us to like forget like where God has kind of taken us from. And so I found myself having more patience for the other. But in actuality, I should have patience for both. I should have patience for everybody that's lost because I was lost too. I was in both seasons. At one time, I was ignorant. And then I heard the gospel for the first time in a house church, and I became very aware of my sin. And I still rejected God every day because I ran from him until my friend got shot. So I was both. One, I think that we should change the language. I would challenge people who make those videos that says verses to change the language because it's not Mortal Kombat. it's gospel, right? And so like, I don't know why you're acting like it's a boxing match and not you trying to reach somebody. So that's the reason why when I do my videos, I always say I'm having a conversation with someone, even if we disagree. And then two, is just like, like, you have to ask yourself, are you trying to reach them? Or are you trying to defeat them? Like if the goal is to make disciples, if you posture yourself like an enemy, that person is only going to see you like an enemy, and a person is not really going to be receptive to an enemy. But if you posture yourself like a person who loves them, even if you disagree with them, I think you have a better chance of reaching them. So. That's a good question. I think it would have to be a toss-up between my wife and a guy named Brian Dye, my mentor. That's hard too, because probably my wife and Brian Dye and my mama. What 3 books would I take if I was stranded on an island? Of course, the Bible. Dang, that's a hard question. Oh man, that's a very hard question. What 3 books would I take? There had to be a Toni Morrison book. Because it's a book called Songs of Solomon by Toni Morrison. I love that book so much. And every time I read it, I find something new. Because the way she uses language is crazy. And I think my 3rd book would have to be, oh man. I love John Piper, so a John Piper book. Probably like 50 Things Jesus Demands from the World, or probably a Tim Keller book. Oh, How to Tell the Truth. The story if I got. No, I would not take my book. That's like so narcissistic. One Flesh. I think most people probably would think it would be The Fall, but actually I love One Flesh more than The Fall. I love the writing better. I feel like we matured as writers, and I love how it told our story, how we told each other stories in the poem. Right now is Bucko. Sadly, yeah, I say Bucko a lot on my podcast. I be like, hurry up, Bucko. Stop playing with me, Bucko. I just say that a lot. Now everybody be like, I be on the streets and be like, what's up, Bucko? And I'm like, oh my gosh. What did I start? What's up, y'all? My name's Preston Perry, and check out my new book, How to Tell the Truth, the story of how God saved me to win hearts and not just arguments.